Shalom, and welcome back to Bnei Noach Academy, Thoughts on Life. Please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and most importantly, to share this insight and inspiration with friends and family. So when we celebrate Chanukah, as I've emphasized in all the previous classes on this series, the series of Chanukah, there is so much to learn from it. In fact, that is the point of celebrating this festival, as well as all the festivals. The objective is to glean all the inspiration, the general inspiration, the particular inspirations from the particular festival, in this case from Hanukkah, and invigorate ourselves with it, inspire ourselves with it for the rest of the year until Hanukkah comes back again, and then we get more inspiration. One of the perhaps very, very important messages of Hanukkah is believe in yourself. Do not let any of the myths about how small you may be, how little you are, how insignificant perhaps society suggests you may be, do not let that in any way influence you. Rather, be the best that you can be. Let me explain to you how I came to this. You see, in the story of Hanukkah, it's not just about the Maccabees, those brave men, the priests of the sons of the Hashmonaim, who stood up and fought fiercely against their oppressors, against those who wanted to abolish and dismantle their religion, their faith, their way of life. It wasn't just them. In fact, one of the major heroes of the story of Hanukkah was a woman, and her name was Yehudit. In fact, according to Jewish custom, the observance of Hanukkah is so special to women that while the Hanukkah candles are burning, at least for the first half hour, women do not do any work, quote unquote, meaning any chores or anything. This is their time. They're not allowed to do anything other than enjoying the Hanukkah candles because it's their time. They brought about this special victory, this special miracle. In short, the story is that there was a great general who had his eye for Yehudit. She was a beautiful woman. And she took advantage of this. She utilized this. And she used this to the favor of the victory. What she did was she allowed him to believe, she led him on, that in fact she's on his side. And she used it to seduce him. And eventually she was the one who decapitated him and brought his head back because she had free range. She was a special person. She had a free pass, so the enemy wouldn't touch her. They knew who she was. And she brought her head back to the Jewish camp, and when they posted it on the gate of the city, on the wall of the city, this sent the entire enemy forces into turmoil, and they all laid down their arms. And this was the beginning of the end for the enemy. This was the victory. This is the story in short. Certainly you should look it up in the sources to get a better idea, a better feel for the details of the story. But the reason why I'm sharing it is because today we know better. Today we know, and society appreciates the value, the special and exceptional value that there is in the woman. In fact, the Torah knew it all along. We see it all the way in the beginning of time. Right by the first Jew, if you look in Genesis chapter 21, verse 12, God already tells Abraham, make no mistake, have no myths. Unlike the people you live amongst, unlike society at the time that believes that the man is superior and the woman possesses lesser qualities, you, Abraham, everything that Sarah tells you, listen to her. In fact, the sages of the Talmud tell us that what God was telling him, if you read between the lines, Sarah knows better than you. She is a greater prophetess even than you. Here I am talking to you, but she knows things that you don't know. She possesses power and talents that you don't have, even as a male. So all along, the Torah taught this. In fact, this is basic 101 for any young man that gets married and begins to study how married life should look like, what it should be like. He's taught that the woman is actually superior to him. But this is Jewish tradition. Today, and here's my point, even society is embracing this. Society recognizes and realizes the power, the exceptional talent and potential that lies in the woman, that God has invested in the feminine side of humanity. What is the message here? Both from women and men, is that regardless of what society thinks about you at the time, regardless of what the, quote, thinkers, knowers, those who set the tone, so to speak, for how society should behave, how things should go about, regardless of what their impression is, regardless of what they think, do not get dismayed. Do not allow that to dictate to you what you can do, how much you can do, how much you can accomplish. The fact that you are alive, the fact that you're here means God gave you so much potential. God gave you so much resource, so many resources, so much resource that you only need to dig into it and you can accomplish the world. You can change things around you, not only in your immediate surroundings, but even far beyond. So this is the story of the Chanukah Wonder Woman. Yes, she inspires us. Be who you can be. Be the best you can be, regardless of what society thinks about you. She brought about the victory.